Panther people, sup? All right, welcome to episode 2 of the Panther Post. Firstly, I want to say thank you to all you guys who subscribed, liked, and have been commenting, blowing up the comment section, being so nice. The fact that you even clicked, watched a good amount of that 15-minute video. Mind you, I'm going to try to make them a bit shorter because I know everyone's on the move. But also to lay down some comments, welcome me to the Panther community. I will say, I've been roaring riot since 2015. I chatted with people on Twitter, but this YouTube space is completely different, and it's so welcoming and warm. It's awesome. I feel that Southern charm, for sure, when I read those comments. All right, for this episode, we're going to be breaking down and kind of reading in between the lines of Monday's newser between Matt Rhule, as well as the presumptive quarterback of the future for the Carolina Panthers, at least for this year, in Sam Darnold. Let's not waste any time. Let go. All right, I will admit, Sam Darnold, the dude is trained in the New York media. He didn't say anything. But Matt Rhule, if you know Matt Rhule, since day one, he was signed by the Panthers. Dude loves to preach. So while he was doing the coach speak, he definitely said some things. I'm going to try to break it down. But first, the most important thing, Coach, where'd you get the tan?
I took my family away a little bit last week, so this is Florida's son.
I'll say, Coach, looking pretty good. I will admit, at the end of last season, guy looked washed, literally, the skin color washed away from his face. He looked like he gained a couple lbs, but now it looks like he got away to Florida, maybe to the Keys, went fishing. Looks like he hung out with Jimmy Johnson with his kid. So it looks like it was nice rest, relaxation, but also maybe a little picking the brain of one of the best coaches to go from college straight to the pros. All right, the next clip is a really telling one. You don't see a lot of coaches say this. Now, Matt Rhule, even according to Sam Darnold, said in this newser that he's the kind of guy you want to hang out with, have a beer with. But this next clip says that this guy's all business as well.
I don't necessarily believe in fair and unfair in professional sports. They are what they know. It is what it is. Things happen as they happen.
Doesn't believe in fair or unfair. It's all about what you do as a player, but also what the organization has to do as well. And that is wild. I like that. You hold people accountable, and if you don't do your job the way they want you to, it's not unfair or fair, you're gone. Now, at the same time, Coach Rhule does talk a little bit about Sam Darnold's tenure with the Jets, and he puts things into perspective. Take a look.
Yeah, I just think with Sam, he's a young guy who came out early. The football that he's played up until now is kind of like his junior and senior year, except it happened at the National Football League level. So we're not getting a guy who's 27, 28. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we have a guy that's still young, still has a lot of football left in him.
Dang. I don't think he had this intention, and he kind of was painting a broad stroke, but basically saying that Sam Darnold's time with the Jets was equivalent to just his junior and senior year in college. Kind of underhand gut punch to the Jets and that organization, saying that y'all run yourself like a collegiate franchise, not a professional franchise. He's with the big boys now in Carolina. All right, the next clip is really something. It says a lot. It's just nuggets galore. Imagine you had a bag filled with nuggets, chicken nugs, gold nuggets, Darkwing Duck, DuckTale style. Matt Rhule just dumps it all over the place. I know he doesn't think he is, but to a crazy person like me who's constantly obsessively thinking about the draft and what the Panthers are going to do this year, it says a lot.
Coach Parcells was right. One guy can't do it. You have to build a team, and you have to put resources around those quarterbacks to be successful. So philosophically, I recognize the importance of the position, but then you'd have Hall of Fame quarterbacks who've been there, other than take out, Tom Brady, who've been there 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. A lot of them haven't. And so that's our approach, try to build a team as best we can. And knowing that a quarterback's a big part of that, however.
So Rhule is a Parcells disciple, and he talks about what kind of the opposite of what David Tepper has been saying lately, the fact that you need a premier quarterback to succeed in the NFL, to go to the playoffs, to win Super Bowls. However, Rhule is saying here that philosophically, you have to understand the worth of the quarterback, but at the same time realize that not just one person can do it. You have to build around the quarterback. And he mentions how some Hall of Fame quarterbacks never won Super Bowls. And he says here that you need the team to build around the quarterback as well. So to use a term that's used a lot in the Move the Sticks podcast with Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks, there's a tractor and a trailer. And he says, in a way that I'm reading, is that you don't need to be a tractor. You could be a trailer and still be successful.
Trying to make sure that we get the right guy at 8, and then after that, making sure we really start to try to address some needs in areas. But I do like the free agent signings.
All right, this next clip is a money one for Matt Rhule, and it directly pertains to the draft, which is now less than 3 weeks away in Cleveland, Ohio on April 29th. And Rhule talks about, without giving too much away, the Panthers' philosophy heading into the big night. And he says that they're going to be picking best player available at number 8. And then after that, building for need. So we know the Panthers need a left tackle. They need a cornerback. They need a 3-technique defensive tackle. They need a wide receiver. They need a backup running back as well with Mike Davis gone. And so when they're going best player available first, I'd love to see what their draft room looks like and what their draft board is. So for instance, if Justin Fields is ahead of Kyle Pitts and Rashawn Slater, Penei Sewell, and he somehow falls to 8, using that philosophy, they got to take him. But if he's gone, Kyle Pitts is gone, Penei Sewell is gone, and for some reason they have Jalen Waddle ahead of Rashawn Slater, bang, they take him. Or Jamar Chase, if he somehow falls, boom, they take him because he is the best player available according to their board. You're even starting to see some mock drafts now with the Panthers picking a wide receiver with the 8th overall pick. Because again, Robbie Anderson is in a contract year now. They could opt to pick him up and pay him a whole lot of money, or just get a rookie on that contract. All right, let's move now to the California boy, Sam Darnold, who is super chill. I will say again, he kind of did the interview like a hockey player, but a typical corporate quarterback, the complete opposite of Killer Cam, who would wax poetically about anything, about a hot dog, about a jacket, about a hat. But Darnold kind of plays it straight, keeping himself safe. He gets a little risque with the food, but not really. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm very excited about the opportunity to play here and, just play with, guys like Christian, DJ, David Moore, Dan Arnold, just to name a few.
Translation to what Darnold said in quarterback corporate speak, I'm about to ball out. All right, for all you people who are a little bit upset that Cam Newton became vegan, well, you got your quarterback in Sam Darnold, who told the media today that there isn't a food that he doesn't like. He's a food guy. But he seems to be a bit of a Southern food virgin when it comes to the North Carolina version. And so he seems pretty excited about it. Take a look.
I love all kinds of food, and I'm very open to trying things. I've had some Southern food in my past, but, I don't know if it's anything like, Carolina Southern food. So I guess we'll have to see.
Sam, I'm going to give you a recommendation. Soul Food Company. It is a couple minutes walk away from the stadium itself. I'm a little biased. Your boys have Korean. And when I was told that there was a Korean barbecue place in Charlotte, my brother and I went, and holy shit. Holy shit. This place, as a Korean guy, is the perfect harmony, or halmoni for all of those who speak Korean, of Korean food, the spices, the types of meat, and North Carolina barbecue. Mashed together with beer. My God. That's the quick recap of what Coach Rhule and Darnold had to say. Again, Darnold not really saying much, corporal quarterback talk, but Matt Rhule definitely put out some nuggets out there. Very interested, more interested now for what's going to happen on April 29th. And with that, let's do another mock draft. Back on the Pro Football Network mock draft simulator. Last time we did a 4-round quick and dirty mock draft, but I did it at normal speed because I wanted to react to who went where before the Panthers. But this time, we're going to go fast. All right, so this happened last time where the Chargers offered us the 13th, 47th pick and next year's 6th round pick. But this time, as we look at the board, ooh, and the Raiders 17, ooh, the Cardinals 16. But if you look at our board right now, you got Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater and Patrick Surtain. I'm going to go best player available, and that is Penei Sewell. I'm going to reject all these. I'm sorry. Penei Sewell, you're the guy. He should be. Guy's only 20. He'll be 21 when the season starts. All right. Minnesota Vikings want to trade their 78th pick. 49th from the Cardinals. Let's counter. I want your third. I don't care about next year right now. Propose. Confirm. Accepted. All right, so we traded. Let's see who else is left. The Bengals want to trade the 69th pick, the 111th, and next year's third. Seattle, no. Reject. All right, do we want... Okay, so we got Panay Sewell as the offensive tackle. And now, when it comes to the offense, let's see, offensive guard. You got Trey Smith out of Tennessee, who's still around at wide receiver. Rondell Moore, dynamic. Okay. We need that pass-catching tight end. He is not a Darren Waller type tight end, it seems like. He's more of a bit of that large moving statue, but guy makes catches, not plays. I have remembered some, I think it was Fitterer who said that they can find a gem of a tight end in the 5th round, so maybe we move off from that. Offensive guard, Trey Smith from Tennessee, boom. Oh, the Titans asking for 85th and 126. I'm going to accept that. Why not? Texans, no. You know what trade we really want, but not right now. This Dwayne Eskridge dude, scatty. Come on down, Dwayne. Let's accept that from the Vikings. Keith Taylor, Washington. Hey, Washington is kind of DBU. For real. Like, I know LSU thinks that they have that, but Washington? DBU West Coast. Pick it up. Dalen Hayes. See, I like words like this. Athletic, explosive defender. And I remember when Matt Rhule first came to Carolina, or actually, no, he was still in Baylor. He likes athletes. He's all about that. I'm going to go edge. Boom. Chuba Hubbard. Now, if you guys missed episode 1, that's okay. Go back, check it out, like, subscribe, comment on that. But Chuba Hubbard is Canadian. He's from Alberta. And the guy led the nation, I believe, in the NCAA in rushing yards. And he's a stud. And right now, he's available. Ooh, Shi Smith. Out of South Carolina as a wide receiver. He could also put in some competition in that slot position. Bang. I'm going Chuba Hubbard. Canada, come on down. I'd get that jersey in a minute. All right, we'll trade. Boom. I don't know why I just did that. And let's just load up on offensive talent on the offensive line. Landon Young, go for it. Rob Hainsey, I feel like this is destiny. It's going to happen. Every mock draft I do, he's there, and I take him. Boom. Cornell Powell. Nice size receiver. How tall is Cornell Powell? 6 foot. Taking him. KJ. Auburn. So we got Panay Sewell, Trey Smith, building that offensive line. Dwayne Eskridge, adding to the competition at that slot position to replace Curtis Samuel. Keith Taylor, the lone DB. That's probably a GM mistake on my part. I probably should have loaded up on that. But AJ Bouye, former Pro Bowler, maybe he can regain his form. Dalen Hayes, an edge rusher as well. You can always use some depth there. Shi Smith, Chuba Hubbard. Maybe a low risk, high reward for both of these players. Maybe a little bias as well. Chuba Hubbard, Canadian. And then building up that O-line again, Landon Young and Robert Hainsey out of Notre Dame. As we know, Notre Dame makes dogs. Cornell Powell adding to that competition in the wide receiver room. And KJ Britt, linebacker. All right, if you went this far in the video, that means you kind of dug it, right? Well, if you really dig it, like, subscribe, comment. As always, I love talking to people back and forth. There's a whole new world of Panther fans. I appreciate it. We're going to be showing my reaction to the draft as it happens. And as well, when the season gets here, pregame, postgame, we are called the Panther Post. And we can't do any of this without your support. So I appreciate you. Thanks so much. We'll be back soon. See ya.